mexes and damaged other
Yeah.
ones.
Are they crumbling?
Mexes are down. And they have the control on point.
And there we have it.
There for the loss of that TR Max.
See, that halberd harass is about to go down. C4. Oh, he missed!
Oh, no!
Not like this!
Good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to LaneSmash semifinal weekend, match 2, WFAT versus Turtle. I am Jeb Kenobi, and with me here, the co-cast today is Dotsor.
Hello.
Hi. So, right before we get into all this, we just received word from the referees the match is going to be delayed by 5 minutes due to some technical issues with one of the players. So, to that end, we will be starting the match at 5 minutes past the hour instead of in 4 minutes. So, just bear that in mind. If you need to go get a quick drink and come back, you can go ahead and go do that. Clock starts now. Regardless, though, this is the second A-Bracket semifinal. And the winner of this will go to the grand final to play Cats, who triumphed over TLDR earlier this morning. And the loser will go to play TLDR in the third place match. Both of those will be next weekend. Doctor, what are your thoughts on this match, looking into this going into the two teams? WFAT won last weekend, but I think we can agree that was a
very special game.
Very special game, yes.
A very historic special game, I add. I don't think WFAT have a sort of Bushido agreements in place for this match. And how I think this game's going to go, I'm hoping not like the game earlier. Obviously, it is the same lane. It is the substandard Heyoka lane with Chimney Rock in the middle. Something that I'm pretty sure WFAT have played many, many times. I'm sure Too Late have also played numerous times before. I think both teams are going to be fairly balanced against one another. I've not had a chance to look at the composition insofar. It would be rude of me to mention it, obviously, with the time extension here. But knowing WFAT, they probably have something up their sleeve, probably something stupid. But
WFAT, well known for the memes, the meme masters of LaneSmash A-Bracket at least, the Red Throw CPT. Excellent memesters, both teams. Last weekend, we did have a very special match, due small part to this captain's agreement, where there were no air vehicles aside from one ESF duel at the beginning. And Iron Sights only, no vehicles meant for the women has until the ESF duel concludes and all this kind of stuff. All of that is out the window because now we're in the semifinals. Now we're in the knockout stages. The match last week did not affect the group standings in any way. Nobody could get higher than cannot get higher than fourth. Turtle cannot get higher than first. So they played under some special conditions, and WFAT actually managed to win, picking up their second win of the group stage after beating Pray for Help earlier in the tournament. But Turtle, I think, is going to come at this a little bit differently this second match. So I think WFAT will probably approach this differently as well. This is a little more serious. So let's talk a bit about the lane.
The best lane, the most common lane in LaneSmash, I would say. The lane itself is pretty straightforward. This time around, we have WFAT playing STR in the north of their home base, Haker Tech Plant, and that is mirrored by Too Late in the south playing at NC at Tumas Tech Plant, with Chimney Rock Depot being the neutral base.
Yeah, this is a very, very standard and historic LaneSmash lane, very storied history. I think it's been in many, many lane pools over the years. So, it's very well known. You have two tech plants. You have Chimney Rock in the middle of the exposed, somewhat exposed four-square point backed up into the mountain. You have the powerhouse at Heyoka Chemical, and you have the whatever the heck that building is at Tuma Skylance. So some unique bases, some unique features. Distances are all basically equal. It's very well balanced from side to side. So you could argue the Tumas side has a slight rush advantage, but also then you have to potentially defend Tumas Skylance, which is not a fun base to defend or attack, in my opinion.
I've just realized I've been saying Too Late. That's the game I'm casting later on. It's Turtle and WFAT. I said NC.
Oh yeah, no, you're doing the
Too Late. Yeah,
you're doing the Too Late one later.
yeah. I was looking at the NC list today, and yeah. So yeah, correction, it is Turtle as NC in the south. Just realized my mistake there.
Turtle as NC in the south. WFAT is starting from Heyoka, playing TR. So this lane is from a previous match, guys. Flop the colors around in your head. Lanes match at 24v24. Each base capture is 1 point, including the neutral in the center. Teams play two 30-minute halves. No smoke, no lancer or striker, no ant or construction. Actually, no striker or phoenix, since this is meant for VSTR setups. Teams choose faction lane via coin flip prior to the match, and they have to stay within one hex of the lane.
Starts in 5 minutes. The match starts in 5 minutes.
There's our referee informing us the match starts in 5 minutes time. So we still have lots more to talk about. Switching back to here. The one thing that's really been worth talking about that we haven't talked about much lately is the return of NC to LaneSmash in rather a dramatic fashion, as the devs buffing the NC Max suddenly made NC a very viable faction, and the picks for the weekend have reflected that. Instead of going from endless TR VS, we have now gone to endless NCTR, and VS is being sent to the wayside, largely due to to their vehicles. So, due to the Mag Rider and the Scythe being a little subpar in some ways.
Yeah, teams have definitely been min-maxing the NC faction. The moment we saw NC earlier as Cats making quite good use of the max themselves. So maybe we'll see another good showing of NC maxes.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all to see Turtle running out the NC max here. Of course, the TR max itself is also no slouch. You got the Mercies, you got the Pounders, the Fractures, Mutilators. There's quite a few good options on the TR max weapon side of things. And you have strong aircraft, you have strong tanks on both sides. This is a definitely more balanced faction matchup than it would have been a few weeks ago even. That patch has changed everything for LaneSmash. Mid-tournament, too. So, we are now closing on the window of being able to show you opener. So I'm going to go ahead and bring us into the lane. So, did I actually switch those teams around? I did switch that around. Okay. Resets. That's... Sorry, I'm going to just swap that around real quick while I have a moment. Boom. Flipped. Properly working. There was an issue with the API right now. So the server-side script is not working, but I have the script locally, so we're going to run that, and it should work just fine. Everything should update properly. So, we have Turtle in the south at Tumas Tech Plant. I think that's where you're there right now. And then WFAT in
Yep.
the north at Heyoka. And
Yep.
we meet in the middle here at Chimney Rock Depot. So, we have an interesting base. You have the mountain, and then the rocks being dominating features, kind of shielding the point from vehicle approaches, and making it a little bit harder to maintain a spawn here. And then the point itself, of course, is in this 4-square building with the crates inside. Lots of angles to attack from, to throw in C4, to just shoot your gun through. Lots of openings to defend this capture point. And since it's a neutral base, it doesn't matter who starts the cap, it matters who finishes the cap. So you'll see a lot of action there in the last few seconds. But we're within 2 minutes now. Let's showcase the openers. I'm going to do Turtle first, Dotsor, and then we'll follow WFAT in.
I'll go with the WFAT.
Okay, Turtle has a lot of Reavers set up, even more behind the spawn room. Oh, wow. They have lots of Reavers set up. Looks like they're using the double pull trick to have an extra ESF available to them off the match start. Do they have anything else? They have some Vanguards, too. They have like 3 Vanguards rolling around, ready to fight. Okay. Pretty standard opener. Very heavy air from Turtle, which makes sense. This is not a lot of places for armor to hide from air. And what the hell is this?
WFAT, on the other hand,
1 minute match start.
seem to
1
be
minute.
focusing on a mass galaxy pull. Something that we see didn't work for TLDR earlier, where they focused on galaxy dropping onto the point and didn't maintain any sort of air contention. So this is going to be quite interesting to see, because I'm hoping that some of these galaxies are full of infantry and the rest are just going to try and be bullet magnets for the mass of Reavers that NC have. But this is going to be quite interesting.
Yeah, this is a lot of these have proc repair on them too.
Not seeing any sort of TR armor either on the ground, not even in a northern direction. So it looks like TR are going
20 seconds.
mainly
like,
for maybe a galaxy push.
I think WFAT has about over 12 galaxies. I think they have all of their population. I think is in galaxies. I think they have 1 gunner or 1 pilot.
10.
Either way, we're about to get started here. WFAT from the north with the sky whales.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Match stop.
Match starts. Clock is
you do
running.
have one mosquito's going ahead.
Oh, who's in the mosquito? Is that one Commander Afghan?
It might be. I can't see the name. It is not, but he does bail in Kuro style there. He's on the point, capping a low. No beacon went up before he went on the point. The horde of galaxies are already coming in here. 1 galaxy is landing. 2 galaxy landing.
Are they trying to... Oh my god, they're going to crash into each other here. They are crashing into each other. Oh no.
It seems like these galaxies
are they trying to make... They're making a galaxy AA nest. The question is, how well will this work against the Reavers now descending from the heavens?
1 or 2 galaxies could maybe get in between the NC Reavers to stop them from focusing, but it just seems that TR are just willing to lay down and take it like a man.
Mepulon already pulled Hornets. Immediately pulling Hornets to try to take care of this air. That's the thing, Hornets are going to be pretty effective against stationary galaxies, and now the tanks have arrived. So the galaxies are starting to die here, but they have also done quite a bit of air damage? Question mark?
I'm watching a lot of Reavers pulling out of the battle here as they flee south towards the safety of their home base.
Yeah.
But there's still quite a lot of TR armor. And it's quite interesting to see that a lot of these galaxies are repair galaxies as well.
Yeah, so the galaxies are repairing each other. Repgals are pretty strong if you get enough of them in one place. So this galaxy nest has a decent amount of sustain behind it.
I mean,
and it's actually working pretty well.
Stupid, but not this stupid.
This is actually working better than I thought it would. WFAT is now less than 2.5 minutes or so to cap, 2 minutes 40 and counting. So,
but what do they have on the point, though? Do they have anybody on the point?
I don't think they have anyone on the point whatsoever. I think everybody's in a galaxy firing away. Air looks to have repulled Hornets, and the armor is now focusing galaxies. So this is going to start out DPSing the repair.
These galaxies are to try and take out these galaxies, but the Reavers can just shoot from a distance.
Oh no! Turtle is bringing in a Liberator. Turtle is bringing in... I think that's a Tank Buster but he's firing from way too far away to be really effective with the Tank Buster.
TR need to get a few beacons up because they are running
yeah, the last galaxy is going to go down here. There goes the last galaxy. Excellent fun opener. It's now forced Turtle into pulling inefficient. Ooh, one ESF gets DC'd right out of the sky. It's now Turtle has now had to pull Hornet ESFs, which are not very effective for ground pounding. So that's going to force him to swap over again at minimum.
This is what we saw in the previous game where NC had total outside dominance and they just start to shell the windows and door frame, and we are seeing a big NC push here.
I just say that Beehive James is now making his way up towards the 4-square here. Yeah, Turtle is bringing up infantry. They're bringing up some air and tanks and a Sunderer. WFAT on the inside, though, they're set up pretty nice and tidy here. They have about 4 or 5 maxes. I think they have 5 maxes, lots of engineers, Spitfires, an AV turret, which is an interesting choice.
On the timer here, NC still
Spitfire going down. WFAT needs to hang on here for an extra minute or so. The air in the hash is pretty bad, but the maxes are getting their repairs. They're staying alive. They're up on the high ground, very important. Using the crates for high ground. High ground always very useful.
The same thing happened for TLDR earlier, where Reavers and Liberators were just shelling the doorway, and hopefully maybe we'll see TR get this base. Maybe we'll see NC pushing last few seconds, as is tradition.
Yeah, less than a minute to go for WFAT here. 30 seconds remaining. Turtle is beginning to run out of time here. There's still a lot of maxes alive, and they haven't had much luck in shooting them with the tanks.
They do have a few maxes coming in. Maybe they're pushing the last few seconds.
20 seconds. Azor is super low. He eats a massive C4 brick. Turtle is not on this point with 20 seconds to go. They need to push. They need to push now. Here comes the push. Here comes the push to the center. Or are they rotating around? 14 seconds to go. Turtle needs to push here. Here comes the push. Here comes Canadian Wake inside of a max. Here come the maxes. But there's WFAT standing tall. 4 seconds to go. Turtle needs to run onto this point. SW Clone is here. He's taking damage. WFAT takes Chimney Rock as the neutral off of one of the craziest openers ever seen in LaneSmash.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Bob Squiddle now is thinking to himself that he didn't expect that to happen.
One moment, guys.
It's going to be quite interesting to see.
Yeah, this is going to be... I think everybody is now redoing all of their calculus here, as Turtle is now on the back foot, down 1-0. Not what I would have expected, I'll be completely honest.
But they haven't given up. They are still trying to push onto the catch point. TR pushing out with their maxes.
TJ Heavy is overextended here. He needs to get some repairs and pull back. But yeah, Turtle has got that max, but they're all grouped up. They need to... They need to start figuring out a way, because they're slowly getting wrapped up here. And basically farmed by WFAT. One thing, though, is I think Turtle still has complete... Yeah, they do have complete vehicle control of the air, the ground pounding.
And this is the thing with TR pushing out of the capture point. They are getting mopped up by those Reavers. NC can easily push back onto the point and get that back cap going. Do TR have any presence at Tumas Scanat? It doesn't appear so. Will we see a response by TR to try and get air control back? We do see a few Reavers going to Ted Plant to contest any Galaxy pull. As we've seen in previous games, WFAT will always pull a Galaxy to pick up its maxes.
WFAT has currently fallen back inside the point. They have less people here than before, so some people are clearly been sent to do something else. If that is to pull tanks or air, I do not know. I would expect it to be air. Let's look back at the tech plan here.
And so you still have a few vehicles here and a few infantry trying to push onto. We do see quite a small push here by NC trying to get back on the point. Not many TR remaining.
NC is now making their way inside, pushing the point. WFAT is holding for now, but it's becoming more and more tenuous. Yay.
TR
Greedy is about to get C4. Greedy goes down. They only are down to 3 maxes and 1 engineer. Morphine trying to stay alive here. They need a resonate more than anything else. Ooh, big EMP goes out. That's going to soften them up. Ooh, yeah. Field goes down. TJ goes down. Slater and Yambi Samurai are trying to get some resos off here. Does he go down? He's still alive. He's keeping people up. He's keeping TJ. He's back up now. Theobald's coming back up, and point has been flipped by Turtle now. They have about 20 seconds worth of timer. So WFAT is now having to retake. Oh, but WFAT also now has ESFs in the sky. So is there an air battle going on somewhere?
it just seemed that a few mosquitoes did manage to sneak through the Reavers. The Reavers are coming back to Chimney Rock to try and deal with this Banshee threat.
Canadian is now chasing one ESF. He gets one. Yeah, the Reavers are now coming back. Where were they? I do not know, but it's working out okay for them. WFAT now trying to pull tanks from spawn.
No doubt, TR trying to pull Sunrise.
Bringing
to try
forward,
and
is that a Heat Lightning?
Yeah, TR
Fighting
putting
with
some
a
fly-
Vanguard. I'm going to say advantage Vanguard on that one. Especially with air support. Viper Lightning's coming through. They're trying to get some straight out DPS here to kill these tanks. Ooh, oh. Actually, one Vanguard's going to go down here. As the Viper Lightning is advancing here. Crimson Faust goes down finally. But the issue is all this armor is going to die of the air in the near future because there's so much of it. Yeah, boom, there goes one lightning, there goes another lightning. But it does
Not
give
sure
WFAT a
why
little
TR
bit of
wants
breathing
it.
space to try to bring up their own vehicles to help contest the point. Turtle is now adopting a bit of a forward hold here, trying to buy some space. Greedy is in a max, moving forward, trying to find an angle, but he's going to get small arms as he's retreating here. He needs to disengage, and he's down.
unsupported. That's a waste of maxes now.
That is
as,
a huge waste of nanites.
TR are still trying to pull vehicles. How they got rid of the Vanguard threat. No beacon for TR, no pushes by TR. NC do have a rock beacon up on the
Eddie is
cell.
bringing up a Viper Lane. Then he pulls back and faced by James, and then he gets harassed. He gets harassed and goes down.
So, B hot on B hot violence there.
Yeah, some B hot and B hot violence. I thought they were all friends.
NC, yeah, sorry, TR bringing the Thunder in. They're going to probably wait for infantry to push before they go on the Sunday train onto Capture Point. We've seen WFAT do that many times before.
WFAT is running out of time, though. About a minute 13 to go.
And
High-Tech's got the Bulldog Harasser up now, just causing lots of splash damage and
coming down
disruption. Also,
Yeah,
he's just
will
going to
be.
get Greedy now. Greedy's got to be out of nanites after just pulling a max, not pulling a lightning. Yeah, he goes down.
Oh.
That Harasser has got to die. WFAT has got to kill it. Man that Bulldog on that Sunderer and start getting that Harasser something to worry about.
WFAT are bringing more and more vehicles to this fight, but they are being harassed by the Reavers.
Yeah, they just can't get enough people close enough due to the air, and also some excellent heavy assault rocket fire coming from the TR. Oh, and there's also a Vanguard back here now. Azragus has re-pulled. He's going to start blocking off that vehicle approach. That's going to make it basically impossible for WFAT to get a spawn option close by. And Turtle was truly nestled up on that point, nice and tight. There's no real push potential.
TR were gambling on bringing those vehicles to play, but they have not given us enough fighting time. They're going to have to fight their way as infantry now to the point, which is not going to work well because NC do have a lot of vehicles here. Well, sorry, one harasser.
WFAT is running for the point in desperation, but it's not going to be quickly enough. Looks like Turtle's going to level the score here 1-1. Yep, there goes the cap. We are tied at 1. Is there a backcap at Heiko Chemical? Let's see.
They just decided to bring more and more vehicles on the push, but they didn't get those vehicles there. TR gambled there essentially with those vehicles, but didn't come to fruition. Even if TR did manage to get the point back, they would have had to hold it for another at least 2 minutes to. But we are seeing a lot of mosquitoes here by TR.
Yeah, and Hornet's getting pulled too. Crimson Faust's Prowler is going to go down here. WFAT's got a big air pull.
But without those vehicles, without those Thunderers, there's been no hard spawn for TR.
No, they don't have a hard spawn anymore. Ooh, we have a Prowler fight actually going on right now. Prowler is taking on a few NC. Taking on a Noane Ben, taking on a couple others. TR Air engaging here, but like nothing is gonna. Air is very powerful in LaneSmash, do not get me wrong, but it does not flip a point for you.
Second wave of TR vehicles are making their way to this base. Are we seeing a rotation by NC? I don't think we are.
Is there even
They
any
do have
NC
some
in the hex
population.
here?
They do have population in the hex, but
That could be a referee though. I only see like it'd be like 1 or 2 people.
We are seeing Mosquitoes chase down Pendragon here, gets gunned down, tries to go for the backup. We do see some NC infantry. Samurai goes down to Greedy, tries to get across the bridge. TR Armor trying to find any potential stealth thunderers.
Yeah, the TR armor are very well locked down. Oh, and actually, Turtle has now been resorted to pulling Burster Max. I think they're probably running low on nanites already. We have 1650 left to play in the half. That's a bit of a rip. WFAT here has had uncontested air superiority for a long time now. I think Turtle pilots are waiting to get a repull going.
TR, do you have a beacon up, double beacon up going up? But NC is straight on those beacons. Morphine goes down.
Yeah,
both
Artillery
beacons go
Pendragon
down.
takes out both beacons pretty much immediately. But point is flashing.
The TR armor column again is hesitating. Why are they hesitating? They need to get in there and help the push because
Banging tunes. He goes down to Quint and Hightex.
The TR vehicles are coming. NC are coming out of the spawn room, probably running to the vehicle bay. If they pull a few vehicles, they can prevent this push. Okay, here come the Sunra train now. Hesitation.
Where's the Sunder train?
It's coming in, but they've already been spotted by vehicle being pulled.
Oh yeah, there's the Sunder train. Okay, I see it. Yeah, there's already a Vanguard here. That's going to take out one Sunder and then take out the next one. One goes down.
Wing Commander Afghanistan tries to take the point. Gets put to sleep by NC there. TR
Yeah, there's
not
just a
passing
small
that beacon.
crew here from Turtle, making sure that no shenanigans can happen. Turtle seems very content they just sit on their tied score so far here in their capture of Chimney Rock.
We are
Actually,
seeing
as I say
NC
that,
population.
there is some NC pop in Heiko Chemical Hex.
Quite interesting that NC have a beacon up near the vehicle terminal of
Oh
Heiko
yeah,
Chemical.
Gold Strike and Psychological Warfare are making their way
Outside of
inside.
the spawn.
Point is contested right now. It's going to be Greedy versus Canadian, and Canadian does go down.
And
Grenade
TR
Shark tries to
pushing
push.
onto
He gets
point.
shot in the back by Bob Squaddle, but Mapulon shoots Bob Squaddle in the back, and a bit of a train of those. Mapulon then goes down to Biha Eddie. Greedy is here to resecure. Here comes Theobald. Can he get a resonate out? He does.
TR are on point here.
Greedy
Actually,
going
not
down.
able-
Eddie goes down. And Canadian gets a res in time. Point's going to... Oh, did they get back at the Chimney Rock? Because they're on point at
Yep,
Chemical.
TR are on point. TR are on point here at Chimney Rock.
Ooh,
TR.
big rip for Turtle. Excellent timing by WFAT to exploit the advantage here.
But these Mosquitoes need to make their way to Chimney Rock and stop NC from rotating back and kicking off. There's a lot of NC in the open. It would be perfect timing for these.
Yeah, where are the
Mosquitoes
rocket
to arrive.
pods? You had them before, WFAT. I guess half of the Turtles pilots try to cap a point. So, oh yeah, they are here now, but they're getting decimated. One mosquito gets decimated already. One is trying to nose gun. I don't know if they have rocket pods or banshees equipped to really cause problems. So they're trying the ground pound with nose guns, which, I mean, is somewhat effective, but not nearly as effective as a banshee or hellfire pods would be.
NC getting cut down by the Banshee.
Ooh, TJ is low. Delta is low, too. These maxes need repairs, else they could go down.
Resonate goes out for NC. NC pushing
TJ
again
is
on the
down. He
doorway.
needs to get a res here. Someone res TJ. Where's the medic? Crimson Faust playing medic runs right by the max and instead tries to run inside and gets shot down, cut down.
TR bringing more vehicles to try and maximize as many force multipliers as they can. More and more NC are coming to try and contest this.
Now WFAT is pushing for. I don't know if I agree with this. If they lose air control, they could get air hammered straight below the terrain mesh. But here comes the WFAT Sunderer. Manages to do a bit of a Tokyo drift turn, but it's still alive.
Reavers are coming in for Turtle here to try and contest the airway here. Not many Mosquitoes remain there, hid behind the Chimney Rock itself.
The Reavers are back. Turtles finally has nanites. So they have a pull here. They have cleared the air. Now WFAT needs to get inside that point building, or else they're going to get ground pounded. The
There's a
Hornets
lot
are
of
here
TR in the
too.
open.
It's going to kill the
One.
Sunderers.
2 minutes left on the count. NC bring up their own Sunder to try and contest with the TR1. Two NC Sunders coming up the road.
Yeah, ooh. Oh, WFAT Sunder eats a Punisher Havoc nade to prevent any repairs and goes down. Bihawk pushing forward. Bihawk James pushing forward here. But WFAT is again set up pretty cozy inside. Not as cozy as they were for this first gap, but they have 90 seconds to go here, and they need to hang on.
A very risky play by that Max. Comes out to get a few NC kills.
Reds win everywhere. Oh, there's a hash lightning has been brought up here. That might 2 hash lightning blaze. The explosive spam is unbelievable, but WFAT is hanging on. But now the hash is beginning to mount here. A lot of casualties starting to come in for WFAT. They need to get some residents out here, keep these people alive. A minute to go. Turtle is pushing off of the west door, but they're pushing off of low health. Some people do not have enough health at all. Point is flipping back toward NC, though. I think Turtle are going to make the save here with about a minute to go, but they're also dying! Who can get a resonate first? WFAT getting resonates too. Turtle is actually starting to fall here. But they get a big resonate. They keep pushing the... But Point's gone back to TR. Now Point's going back to NC. And we're in a res war here all over the point. I think Turtle finally... Yeah. Turtle has got this back. But that is a lot of time where the WFAT now has to work with to try to re-secure in the space, to fortify Heyoka Chemical, to do anything they want to do in the next 10 minutes before this half ends. So WFAT playing very, very well here. I was expecting a lot more of a one-sided affair, and we actually have a very close match here. So.
NC are making their way to Heyoka Chemical, but there's still plenty of time for WFAT
Still
to
3
come back
minutes
onto
to
the point.
go before they can even begin the cap it.
We are seeing a few TR still hanging around on the hill, trying to defend their last remaining Sunder, but if they were to put one beacon down, they could probably get back on point. The longer they wait to do this, then seeing another Mozzie pull by TR. If they want to capitalize on the time that they worked so hard to get, they need to get back on point as soon as possible. But it seems that the focus is just allowing as many vehicles to get to Heyoka.
Yeah, they appear to be staging vehicles now. They've brought up some armor. Turtle has also reasserted some air control.
All of TR's backcapping squad seem to be dead. They do have a stealth Sunder to the east, but he's been harassed. One of them needs to break contact and get a beacon up. Can Eddie get a beacon up? Can Banging Tunes or even Killers get a beacon up? And can I get back on point and forth like they did before? NC are still pushing their way towards the chemical plant itself.
There's about 5 Turtle here still, including James, Yami Samurai, Azor, High Tech, and Quint, are all still back at Chimney Rock. I think the rest of them are all pulling vehicles right now. We're in an actual armor engagement here on the road. Oh, are those TR Hornets? Those are TR Hornets. Oh, this is what's going on. There is an air battle going.
Eddie on the roof.
WFAT has brought in more pilots. Granny Shark needs to peel now. Granny Shark needs to peel. I think also Canadian also really needs peels. He's down the half health in his Reaver. He's just dodging fire very effectively, but he needs some repairs. Mepulon goes down to 2 mosquitoes. As Honeybagger Stole My Reaver is now going after M18 Rotary, but he's low on health. He's going to need to get some support here. He does, but he's still going to go down. As
TR are on the point here
in.
at Chimney Rock again.
Are they back on point Chimney Rock? That they are.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now they have 1 less minute to hold it than they did before. Moreover, this is basically ensuring the match is going to go in at least tied at halftime. I think is a big deal for either team, really. Because whoever then caps Chimney Rock next half will be in the driver's seat to win the match.
NC still pushing the chemical lab. I don't think they've realized just yet what's going on.
Yeah, there's actually they have brought up Gypsies has got a lightning. The NC Air has arrived though, and the tanks are coming back.
A lot of TR in the open, getting caught out by those Reavers.
No, get inside,
you
get
hate to see it,
inside!
you
What are
hate
you
to see
doing? Lightning goes down. TR are now running for the point building under a hail of rocket fire.
NC pushing in. They do have a rock beacon as well, which will help them massively. There's not many TR on the point.
There are also no maxes on the point. Losing that force multiplier is going to be a big deal. But Turtle's push has so far not been super effective. Alduda's food is up. He goes down immediately to 1 number. Punisher showing its strength in close quarters there. Turtle gets a res nade. I don't know if they're going to... Yeah, they don't live off the res. They've had very quick on cleaning that up. Now, 2 minutes to cap for WFAT to go up 2-1 in this half. Oh, but there is a Matic Max, I think. I saw a NC Max. Yeah, there is an NC Max. Delta FX is... He goes down, but he hits a phylactery. WFAT getting reses, but they're also in a absolute slugfest of Turtle on the point. Turtle is pushing through. I don't think WFAT has the res. Point slipping back to... Turtle's favor, but now they have to wait 2 minutes before they can push forward again, and WFAT is still getting resonates here. 1 number still alive, trying to get a tool res goes down, but he gets a resonate comes out. WFAT's just wasting nanites at this point. I think they've realized that the resonates have stopped.
Great effort there by TR trying to get back control at that point. Again,
Excellent
they've
effort.
bought themselves more time. And probably we'll see again in the last minute or so here. Like 1 minute 45 is a long time to wait. NC Reaver's already pushing Haker to try and deal with the TR push, gassing a lot of TR, rotating back to Haker Chemical, dealing with what the NC managed to get there.
Yeah, point is almost out of play though. 5 minutes left in the half right now. So that means that Chimney Rock is... Yeah, point is actually... out of play by about 20 seconds. For Turtle cannot cap hit Chemical in time before the half ends. They still get on Chimney Rock, but they would need to get on immediately. WFAT's got pilots are now engaging Turtle. Trying the hover duel, trying the fight, firing off Coyotes. 1 goes down to Goldstrike. Goldstrike, though, is on fire and needs repairs. Canadian, yeah, like, WFAT has set up nice and tight inside Heavy Chemical. I think they're aware of the time. There really isn't much need to forward cap. This match is going to end probably tied in 4 minutes at half. Yeah, if there's any cap, WFAT is not pushing forward. They seem to content to wait this one out and try to bleed some nanites out of Turtle.
I mean, I'll be honest, I was not expecting the neutral base to go back and forth like it has been.
No, I wasn't expecting that either.
But I do feel like TR did give away that cap they worked so hard for. They gambled so much on bringing those vehicles in, and
Yeah, I mean, the issue that they've had is that the vehicles keep dying to ESFs and also Vanguards. But they've also displayed a very stubborn desire to not get thrown out of point buildings until there's literally no other option. They've been a very stubborn out. They got that neutral base cap off of a very unconventional but ultimately successful opener.
makes you wonder what they are planning for the second round. NC here keeping a lot of forces still on the A point at Chimney Rock, expecting that last second.
There's an ongoing fight at the L building as Turtle's trying to get the infantry terminal hacked. WFAT has repaired it though. I would just blow it up and not make sure they can't use it to pull maxes from. But really, I mean, points out of play here.
TR pushing the bridge again as the last remaining NC hardball here into the shield bubble.
In the shield bubble, they have found the stealth center. The Bulldog is firing, but they're already inside the arc. Can they kill it? I don't know if they can, but it doesn't really matter. 2 minutes to go here. Nobody can cap anything. Nobody can score any more points. So, the game of the game here is to try to bait your opponents into using nanites and not use any of your own.
NC finally making it across the bridge.
It's making it across the bridge, but with 90 seconds in the half, there isn't really time to do much of anything. We're just kind of watching these teams scrimming out for fun in the last few minutes here and try to get into the half on a high note. I think Turtle would love to get on the point here, if only for the moral victory. So if WFAT can keep them out, that would be a nice little morale boost for them. High Tech is so low. Just, yeah, he gets Skyguarded finally. Beha Eddie pushing around, trying to Skyguard, Graded Tank, and Gold Strike. Skyguard is not a horrible anti-infantry tool, but it's not amazing either. Gold Strike does go down.
Skyguard decimating that infantry push there, but like you said, it is essentially just a little TDM until the end of the round.
Yep. Less than a minute to go now in the half. Ref time, ref can, I think the clock is more or less synced with the ref's time, so it should be within about 2 or 3 seconds. But it should be noted that it's not absolutely synced because we're running the script locally today, so do expect that there could be like a 3-second difference in the times. Not a big deal, but in case it comes down to 3 seconds, that's why. Ref's call is final.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. End of round, end of round. The halftime score, 1 for WFAT, 1 for TRTL.
I have the logos in the wrong places too. Oh noes. I will move those real quick. Okay, so halftime, we're tied. Not a result I was expecting, frankly. But a surprise to be sure, but definitely a welcome one. WFAT and Turtle both having a lot to play for here, battling it out. What are your thoughts on the half, Dotzer?
Quite a very unexpected turn of events there. Obviously, this lane, normally we see the neutral base go, and we see like one team having that momentum. To see a lane 1 game where the neutral base goes back and forth multiple times is quite a rare case. I wasn't expecting WFAT to get it with that cheesy like a starter, but I'm very pleasantly surprised that it actually paid off. But then again, fair plays to NC for taking back that point and drawing ahead. It just makes you wonder what the second half's going to be, because both teams were going at it. There wasn't like any real lull in the battle. There wasn't like a lengthy period of time between any action. You know, NC were trying to push Chemical Lab, TL was trying to push back into Chimney Rock, and a lot of back and forth, that kind of thing. And it was great to see. So hopefully we see that same level of effort by both teams into the second round.
I agree. I think over time, though, the advantage that Turtle has had in air across the tournament so far has really began to show itself. But not to the extent that they really needed to push the lane as much as they maybe would have liked. At the same time, Turtle had vehicle control for most of the match, but WFAT was very smart about contesting when they needed to, and getting on point at awkward moments for Turtle to deal with. Doing a great job to nearly recap Chimney Rock twice at different points, getting it down to under a minute at one time before getting wiped out. With having not having a hard spawn, that was really a good point holding from WFAT, honestly.
I do feel like WFAT did give that point away. They gambled on the vehicle, like I said before. You know, they were bringing the vehicles in, ready just to bring those force multipliers in, but that push kind of got stalled by the Reavers. And as we've seen in the other games today, if one team has air dominance, it becomes very, very hard. And we saw it there where the TR, when they did manage to get onto Chimney Rock, they were just being harassed by every single window and doorway, getting pounded by the air, by a vehicle, by a max. You hate to see it, but it must be absolute hell on that capture point.
Absolute hell. But at the same time, WFAT also had air control for stretches of the match, which I was kind of surprised by. But you also saw a large use of Hornet missiles. For those of you that are unfamiliar, those are wire-guided, so they're controlled by the pilot even after they're launched. Missiles that are designed to kill tanks and other ground vehicles. They're very effective in that role. So that might be something that's coming over from the Outfit Wars side of things. As much as LaneSmash meta has influenced Outfit Wars over the past few weeks, Hornets have seen a lot of use in Outfit Wars this past weekend. So I wonder if that is a Outfit Wars strat making its way to Jaeger, as opposed to Jaeger strats making their way to live server.
Speaking of the air in general, it does seem that TRTL, like, their air presence is somewhat permanent, whereas WFAT are just bringing in the air when they need it. Even when they do bring in that air and they do get control of the skies, they're having to negate that by having boots on the ground. So maybe in the next round we'll see TR have a more permanent air force in the air. Because it must be a nanite drain when you have to pull a lot of Sunderers, then pull a lot of Mosquitoes, then to get out those Mosquitoes to then pull more Sunderers. And it also has a knock-on effect. And as we saw there in the first round, for example, the Reavers just pulled back. Like, yep, TR did have a very zany strategy. I'm sure NC are going to alter their plans to circumvent that. But, like NC pretty much contained like the air presence throughout the game, whereas TR didn't. TR just tried to focus on bringing more and more vehicles in, and which got more and more hampered by the fact that NC had a lot more air reserves, I would say.
I agree. I've got some stats going here. So, WFAT has the top 3 medics by revives before Amy breaks, and then they have three more past that. So lots of strong medic gameplay there. Some really high KRDs from everybody. Holy crap. You got Major League Skater has a 10 kills res death ratio right now, which is very high. In general, too, WFAT is leading in kills a little bit on an individual basis. They have a few more people up at the top, but they also have quite a few more. What I'm not really seeing, though, is a lot of pilots being at the top of the kill board. So not a lot of infantry killing from ADG. I think they're most focusing on vehicle kills. I don't have a vehicle kill tracker for the TIE tracker that I'm running today, so I don't know how many vehicles died, but I know it was a lot. So one of the storylines I'm curious about going into the second half here is nanites and what that's going to mean. So, but in any case, we will go ahead and bring you back into the lane here. So, sides are reversed now. Turtle is at Hayek attack plant coming in from the north. WFAT is at 2 Must attack plant coming in from the south. Chimney Rock remains in the middle. The Foursquare of Doom, perhaps. Thoughts, what do you think are going to be your key things that each team needs to focus on for the second half?
For me, for TR, it would be just maintaining some form of air presence. Because we saw once NC were allowed to do what they want, they just use that to their advantage and they just turn their gun to the ground. NC, on the other hand, I just think they need to be more aware of TR sneaking through. We did see that they did push Hager Chemical and the tech plant to stop TR from pushing in, but as we saw then, the NC were just missing a few guys because TR always had someone available to a beacon down or get a cap, as we saw in the second half. So I think NC just need to be more aware of the audacity of WFAT to try and get back on the point, whereas TR just need to focus on just not pulling air for the sake of pulling air to defeat air. They just need to have that presence in the air just to be called upon, even if they have to withdraw to the safety of their own hex, kind of thing. Obviously, we did see them pulling air spontaneously did help them, but the more pilots you put in the sky, the less boots you have in the ground, that kind of thing. And like most games of LaneSmash, it's all good for me to say with the obs cam and the top-down view, and obviously it is a circumstance of time, circumstance, and people's nanites, I guess. But I pretty much think that the first round has given both teams a good gauge on one another. I'm sure NC expecting TR to do
The
something
second round
crazy
starts
again.
in 2 minutes. The second
And I'm
round
sure
starts in 2
TR are
minutes.
thinking that NC are going to have a lot of Reavers. So as we come into the 2-minute mark, looking already at first glance, we are seeing TR go for a more traditional composition here to deal with the NC composition.
Yeah, I see many more mosquitoes from WFAT. No galaxies, perhaps most importantly.
And no Sunder Train. I would have expected them on the southern side to have a Sunder Train. Looking at the NC, they do have a lot more ground vehicles in terms of vanguards and linings.
I wonder if that is potentially nanites having an effect, because MBTs are 450 nanites to pull. That's a lot of resources to need to have at your disposal. As we are 1 minute from the second half starting here, we are tied! This could go either way. This Chimney Rock half is going to be critical for whoever ends up triumphing in this match. 1 minute to go. You've seen the openers. Lots of air off the start, but I think more ground vehicles for Turtle. Does that mean that WFAT has numbers in the air and can that get them air control off the start? That could be crazy. Will it not matter at all? I don't know. We'll find out soon.
TR only with one Prowler, no Thunderers, no hard spawn plan in place. Maybe we'll see some of these mosquitoes bail and get a beacon up. Maybe we'll just see them push onto the enemy. But having a look at the NC, they don't have any. Well, they have one Thunderer, so obviously they have a spawn solution in mind at the very least. No doubt they're going to pad their Thunderer on the eastern edge. I would have thought like the TR would have pulled more Thunderers because they do have that clean route as they head north up the road onto the capture point, whereas NC would have to technically come back on themselves. But
10.
Here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Match start. Second round start. Second round start.
TR is up in the air. Musk is already en route. The NC, no doubt.
NC have also left. I'm following Turtle in here. They have also left from Heck Attack Point, making their way forward. Different flight levels, staggering their flight altitudes. But here come the SF. Mosquitoes start with an early height advantage. High ground, of course, very useful in air combat.
NC bailing on the vehicle terminal here.
Yeah, air going forward. I think, Turtle is holding back. Reavers aren't necessarily the greatest at a long-range air engagement, so I kind of think they're waiting for the order to push. Maybe there it comes. TJ going forward. WFAT is holding their lines. They're content to fight this poke war. Their guns have better velocity and they have a smaller hitbox. So that favors them on paper, at least. TJ is smoking. It's the first real signs of significant damage I've seen.
The ground battle is non-existent at the moment. I don't see the lone TR Prowler. NC armor splitting themselves between east and west here on the main road on the west. Thunder already moving into position. Not on the east as predicted. The Thunder is on the west. No, that's
I hit the skybox. Oh no.
The point is incontested by TR. More and more NC armor is pulling into the base vicinity. We do see Ratto for some reason asleep on top of the bridge. Not sure what he meant to achieve there.
I have to relog briefly. Dotzer will keep you guys posted, guys.
The vehicle area is not contested by either side. No one on the point insofar. We do have one NC individual running around the base. No beacon up. It does seem that both factions, both outfits are being quite conservative with their air forces, hiding behind the rocks, trying to get as many kills as possible. Neither team have gone for the point. We are seeing a few vehicles on point. Seeing a few bails here by the TR. Not sure if that's a planned bail or not. You can never tell.
All right, we're back now. I had to relog briefly. There's a bug with the Azure cam where if you hit the skybox, you are glued to it. and the only way to get out of it is by relogging. So I had to quickly relog and warp back. But we are back now. Yeah, Turtle is definitely pushing forward here. But this is a very cautious air engagement around the board.
NC Armor holding the bridge to prevent any sort of Thunder Train coming in, but the Mosquito and Reaver battle is still ongoing here. Neither side coming out on top, but NC are definitely winning on the ground. I'm not too sure where that one remaining TR Prowler is. We do see that NC do have a Stealth Thunderer on the eastern edge, and they do have one on the western edge. Things are in favor of NC here. No TR presence on the capture point. 3 minutes left on the cap. NC do have some vehicles in play.
Yeah, they're just sitting there, though. They're waiting. The air battle is still going on. This has been a very long-range air engagement. We're already 4 minutes into the second half, and there is still an air fight going on. You could have points capped by this time, but everybody is waiting. Everybody is playing it cautiously.
TR do have pros on the hill this time around.
Ooh, Yami does go down to 2 mosquitoes. Mobby is moving in. But he's fighting Great Tank. Great Tank is on fire. Great Tank goes down to Rising Wind. Yeah, you're just trading out ESFs here. I think maybe WFAT has a slight lead, but it's really hard to tell of how similar the ESFs look.
Neither NC Thunderer has been spotted here. The air is content with fighting the NC air here. We do see an advance by the TR Prowlers, slowly making work of the Lightnings and Vanguard, but NC Armor is just going to keep them on the hill. They're not really going to accomplish much on top of that hill. 2 minutes. I'm expecting some sort of last-second push by TR. You'd hate to see it if they didn't. Even if TR might jump on the point, they're going to have to contest with 2 Thunderers and Spawn Beacons on either side. Be quite interesting. It seems that TR are just focusing on taking out the NC Armor.
Minute 42 to cap at Chimney Rock. I'm getting a message from someone. Okay.
Not really sure what the game plan is here, but whenever taking on a base, you need to give yourself ample time to actually fight for the point. Sometimes last-second pushes don't always cut it.
1 minute to go. There is some TR recon here. Oh, WFAT is bringing up a Thunderer.
There's not many TR on the point either.
NC,
2 maxes. So yeah, so NC is not many. We do see Eddie coming up. Will he put a beacon down for his comrades? Will he allow a push? 1 minute to go. Are they just biding their time? We are seeing a big TR Thunderer pull coming across the bridge. Will the Vanguard stop this push?
Less than a minute to go, though. They need to get a beacon here. They need to get onto the point.
Here comes the train. No NC vehicle.
Oh no, the ground pounding is here. They have the rockets. Beacon goes up. Will there be drop pods? Thunderer is already dead. Less than a minute to cap for NC. Can WFAT drop on the point? Here come the drop pods. Can they push it in time?
They need to push en masse together. Vanguard's doing their best to try and hold the push.
There is not much turtle on the point. There's less than a squad here. They have 2 maxes, and that's about it. Can WFAT get enough numbers here to really push this through? I don't know. Azor is low. He needs repairs. Walking Disaster is here. Medics are running onto the point. The point is contested with 16 seconds to go. I don't know if there's enough TR population here to really make this work, though. Can Azor finally go down? Delta has a phylactery res. Azor goes down. They both have phylactery reses. But WFAT's here. WFAT stole the point! WFAT is stealing the point with 10 seconds to go. Turtle has got to get more people here. They've got to get more damage out. Point just flipped back to NC with 9 seconds to go. Wow. Can WFAT try to get some more population here? I don't think so. I think the rotation comes through just in the nick of time. Turtle takes the neutral base, goes up 2-1. But wow, that was close. Oh, man. That was close.
Again, they gambled on bringing those vehicles in, and it almost worked, but...
I don't know if they would be able to get in any other way, though.
they did have an infantry push on the eastern edge, but unfortunately the Reavers were left unmolested and they just
There is still
destroyed
a WFAT beacon here. So they can still try to get this back. The next base is Tumas Skylance. There is no 4K here from Turtle. Which is not surprising. Turtle's approach is very much to work the lane slowly. They kind of are not doing the high tempo play of really trying to go immediate forward cap. They prefer
big job by
to...
NC on
Yeah? Oh, banging
NC
teams
definitely
here.
trying to get the point before TR can get on the offensive again.
He's trying to get James. He's trying to knife James. He does knife James. Dropping down that. He then no-scopes Theobald. And he's inside. He then goes down the Mobby. But he gets 2 really nice kills there. Some nice little disruption play from WFAT.
You do see that TR did try to get the back cap there, but NC did leave a sizable force on the capture point to thwart that attempt.
There is...
Obviously, NC...
Sorry, there's some NC at Tumas Skylance. Is the point flashing? Nah, WFAT is fortifying immediately. And the they dropped on the roof, but it didn't work. Canadian and Dudas both falling into a swarm of WFAT. But the Vanguards are arriving here, so Turtle's gonna try to start moving the forward cap along, I think.
TR attempted to try and take the point here at Chimney Rock, but 1 versus 4 is not a good thing to see.
Nah, especially when the 4 is Theobald, Delta, and Amatic Max, Mobby, Azor, and James.
I mean, TR put a lot of maxes for the defense of Scout's battery, and if there was Reavers coming in, capitalize on taking out those maxes, as we see here in the open.
Oh yeah, hopefully... Oh my god, the explosions are everywhere. WFAT need to get under some cover here, need to get inside.
NC having to rely on a beacon, it would appear. TR have a Sunnerer, where we'd normally see the attackers place theirs. I think TR are just buying their time, trying to take out as many Reavers as they can before they go on the offensive again.
Yeah, High Tech has got a... There are a couple of tanks and a harasser out here, but they're in a confined space taking rocket fire. WFAT's got a Sunderer here, so they're using that to try to kill these tanks. Ooh, yeah, 1C4 brick does land. Now Davry is gonna have to repair. He goes down at small arms fire. Clone has pulled his Vanguard shield, but they're getting beat back here. This small force. But now, not 1, not 2, but 3 NC beacons are alive on the roof, dropping down. So I think Turtle is now committing for the forward cap in earnest. I'm getting more people. This is now a straight up slugfest all across the point. Yami Samurai on the roof of the I building, taking on Biso. Biso is gonna stay alive. No, Yami takes him down. WFAT still has people on the point building here. The Turtle has Reavers all over the place.
Would it be a perfect time for TR to get back cap because the defending force has rotated, no doubts, to help the NC form a beachhead. But if TR want to rotate onto Chimney Rock now, it would be the perfect time to get someone on there. They've tried at least 4 times, I've seen, forward every single time, but now there's no defenders on Chimney Rock, so it would be great to see an offensive move by WFAT.
Crimson Faust is up on the side of a mountain here. Turn the turret around and is firing at, I'm not sure what, but I'm sure it's probably helping. Ooh. One Reaver eclipsed another Reaver, both of them almost crashed, but they managed to save. Some good pilot skill there to avoid a collision.
We do see one TR infiltrated going for the point. He needs to get a beacon up. You just see that Fluffy Unicorn did try to go for the point, but James NC stopped that attempt. Beacon goes up for TR. More and more TR coming in. They need to act very quickly if they want to turn this around. Obviously, a lot of NC are slowly making their way out of the garage. it's one James versus WFAT here on the point. Ratto
Point
hasn't
is
seen
flipping
him.
that Chimney Rock as James has gone down.
James tried his best.
So that's got
on
like
the
half a
point.
squad here now, and they're flipping the point.
Very questionable place beacon for TR next to this bomb, but they do switch it out in front of it. It goes down immediately. Maybe we'll see number TR per beacon if he does. Obviously, like I said earlier, NC do have some sunrise, I believe, still in the west and the east, so NC can easily get back onto this base, but we are seeing a massive rotation by TR now and a slow rotation by NC. The Reavers are already on their way back. That's going to buy time for TR at Skylance Battery to retake the garage. As we see, Vanguards have just arrived at the A point here at Skylance Battery. What effect, I have no idea. All for nothing, I would say, if TR can hold Chimney Rock. And we've seen in the first round.
TR is bringing in more people, but they're having to deal with ground pounders now, and also small arms fire. So again, reinforcing is going to be a challenge. They don't have any maxes here. I don't think they have any hard spawns aside from that one spawn beacon. And getting a new one will be absolute hell, as you can see from the explosions on your screen. The rocket paws are here.
A few mosquitoes here would pay dividends, not only distract the air, but also prevent the infantry from coming in.
Turtle tries to push the east door. It doesn't get very far. You have Canadian and James are working the west doorway, trying to get some kills here. They've got one. They've got two. Can they get three? There's 3 and 4. But Canadian now goes down to Eglar. James is still here, though. Power Heavy, he's got the Commissioner. Oh, he takes out Scoof, but he's low. Morphine and Scoof are going to take him down here. He eventually gets full 1v3'd. And James can win 1v3s, but I think they just got a little bit of an advantage on him with client side or something. So. Oof. One Mosquito then gets Decimators. You know, you say this, WFAT now is winning some 1v1s here. They're getting some good 2v1s set up. And they've got 2 minutes to cap. Point is contested, though. Turtle has made their way inside, but they're all going to get cut down here. They get a Resnade. That's actually a WFAT Resnade, never mind. Dudas Flutus cleans up 2. He cleans one more. One number gets a res. Eddie's going to take down Dudas from behind. And Point is still in WFAT's hands, despite the massive amounts of explosions going off. WFAT doing a good job to stay alive here. Wow, so much explosion. WFAT has clearly packed the flak armor today.
Big push by NC coming down from the ridge on the western edge.
Here it comes.
The doorway.
Everyone gets inside. Does he survive? No, he doesn't.
Trying to get some
Faust has got a hash lightning there. He gets one with that. Here comes the big push. Dudas coming in on the flank. Denidia coming in on the flank. Can WFAT hang on here? They need a Resnade probably.
Still no
Can
signs
they get one?
of a mosquito force coming in to support
Rado
the push.
knifes Dudas. This is an absolute slugfest now. WFAT gets a big Resnade by the east door. Turtle is now all over them though. I think they're just going to run out of places to hide. Yeah. Turtle has got this back, but it took them almost a full 4 minutes to do so. Again, WFAT pushing really hard.
TJ Heavy on the mana turret. South of the base, providing more support there, trying to take out a Reaver, but he doesn't. 2 minutes 41. NC has to wait now on the defense of this base. I'm expecting a counter push by TR. No doubt it's going to be some sort of Sunder or Mosquito push.
Yeah, WFAT did that hold without maxes, though. If they can get maxes into that point, they could have possibly held it the whole time. I don't know what their net situation is like, but they definitely are proving some serious metal here.
1 or 2 Mosquitoes there would have helped them so much.
Turtle has some Reavers about, but they're kind of scattered right now. They're not really massed. WFAT is bringing in their own Mosquitoes now. They have 2 coming down the lane. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they have pulled air.
They're also bringing a few Thunderers across the wild terrain, and not the main road, but maybe they can get a spawn up on the east end edge. Here come the Mosquitoes. Maybe a bit too late for my liking, but obviously NC are now on the defensive for at least 1 minute 40 before they can go on the offensive again. So no doubt NC will be fortifying the capture point to what they can. But it does seem that TR are focusing on getting air dominance first, taking on the NC Reavers.
Yeah, most TR mosquitoes are now making their way toward the attack plant, trying to find Turtle's air. They have found it now. There's a huge ball fight going on here, actually. Back and forth between both sides. Turtle is they are doing a very good job trying to focus fire and work as a group here, but Turtle's individual skill might just give them an advantage regardless. Ben is going down there. M18 Rotary's taking some damage. Bezo, Greedy, Walking Disaster, they're all still flying together. Tight wingman formation work here.
But NCR are bringing more and more Reavers. Obviously, the tech plant is their home base, so it's going to be an easy reinforce for them. Not
Mobby
really
eats
sure.
a couple of lock-ons.
TR beacon goes up 40 seconds. NC quick to rotate. NC in the middle of the TR. Beacon drop here. Pendragon gets kill on Money Badger. Pendragon goes down. One NC on the point. Stomp of an NC Max coming to support his comrade, but he can't flip a point back. TR again doing what
Point
they
is
do
flashing.
best.
WFAT's bringing in reinforcements here now too. WFAT is back on point at Chimney Rock. Hot damn.
Delta going for the beacon. More and more vanguards coming in to act as the fourth multiplier. The Reavers have obviously won the air battle. TR armor column getting punished by those Reavers.
Can WFAT get maxes into this building? I think that might be the deciding factor because they have held very well so far. But can they get maxes inside that really provide the extra damage and sustain? I think they really need to hold up against the really big pushes the Turtle can throw their way.
Again, we have TR on the point again. Very much the repeat performance here. TR on the point, NC on the outskirts, Reavers pounding in.
Yeah,
This
but
would be
WFAT
a
has
time
less
to see
people
some
now,
mosquitoes.
and Turtle has more maxes.
Those
This is not
Sunderers.
looking too great for WFAT. They have been completely cut off from the outside world. They can't be bringing people in. They're dying in the doorways. The reses are risky. Turtle is pushing inside. Can they hang on? Quint. Delta is in with the Matic Max, just slaying a corner here. Holy crap. He still has full health and he has a repair, but huge resonate does come in for WFAT, and Delta doesn't see it right away. These are all going to get the reses. Can Delta... Yeah, he can just scythe right through them. Point is slipping back to TR and C, rather. Yeah, this was a very good attempt. It bought more time, but it didn't. It wasn't going to be enough to buy them another point to level this game and maybe send it to potentially overtime, which is something that I haven't even discussed in LaneSmash. But yeah, there is you play an overtime half on this lane if there's a tie in semifinals, and then first one to get the neutral base wins.
With the way this match has been going in general, you would think that WFAT were ahead, but I don't think TRTL have really touched the point other than the neutral base.
I don't think they really have. I think Turtle is content. Turtle has said in interviews that they more prefer to take a very slow and steady, which is their team name officially, approach to LaneSmash, and they're okay with not aggressively pushing on the lane as long as they can hold what they have. I think you're seeing a real embodiment of that here. Now, in a semi-final of an entire tournament that you have worked months for, I would personally be going for Chemical or Skylands. I would be going for that extra point. I'd be going for that insurance point. You have 8 minutes left. You can still do that and really put this out of reach. Even getting a 3-minute hold on 2 Moss Skylands would basically put the game completely out of reach for WFAT and really seal the deal here. There really isn't a reason to not go for it at this point, in my opinion. I think the only there was before. Why would you risk losing that? Because if that push doesn't work, if WFAT gets maxes there, maybe this is a tie game. Then you got to play overtime. And considering what all is going on in this match, I don't know if you can reliably count on winning that overtime. I don't think either team could. So
And that is 3 seconds left on the catch point here at Chimney Rock. The NC can now go on the offensive. They've already started moving their Reavers over. TR seem to be focusing on the defensive, trying to get as many Reaver kills as they can, using mass lock-ons to take on these Reavers. A few have gone down. Will we see NC get a flip on the base here at Chumas, or will we see TR
oh man,
again?
lots of coordinated lock-on fire. Like 6 lock-ons go after 1 Reaver. That Reaver then has to hide behind a mountain to dodge the missiles. That would have instantly deleted him if they had connected.
Again, the catch point at Chimney Rock is undefended. Only a Skygadder Max left in defense. NC presence at Tuma Skylands. They haven't got a Sunderer up yet. They still have some air presence, but the Vanguard's on the flank.
Another Reaver going down. You were saying earlier that you thought that WFAT should be LaneSmash and the score doesn't matter. I disagree. I think Turtle deserves to be up 2-1. They have had vehicle control, armor control really the entire match, and that's really denied WFAT the ability to use any sort of vehicle cheese to really try to get some force multipliers on the point, and that's really shown. I think that's given Turtle a big advantage when it comes time to really push the point directly, is they've had the ability to choke out. Oh, as I say that, here comes a Turtle Galaxy flown by Quint. Is this a max gal drop?
Big
It's eating lock-ons, but it's not even on fire yet. It's going to make it. Here comes the drop. Yes, there are maxes in that drop. I see 2 going directly on the point. So here comes the push. Oh, and I fly into the gun. Great job, Jeb.
It would see that there's some TR in the hex above. And TR are on the back cap again. Well timed by TR there. Yippies, Ratto, and Killers pushing onto A point Mepulan for NC, trying to get it back secure. NC scrambling to get that point back to coincide with that Galaxy push, but
Point is now in TR hands. Can TR get enough reinforcements in to really make this stick, though? TJ is already here. That beacon's going to go down. Gipsies is here, but he's all alone against 4 enemies. Not going to work out for you. Yet, Turtle resecured that very, very quickly, but still 26 seconds. The thing, though, is that WFAT is running out of time to tie this game. It takes 4 minutes to flip the point. They have 5 minutes left in the match. They are running out of time here. They've got to get a forward cap going and be able to sustain it. I don't see, unless they can kill the tanks of Turtle, I don't see how they can make that happen.
probably the first push that we saw by NC, and they unfortunately didn't get to get the cap there. TR well timed, probably not a coincidence, maybe just a matter of circumstance and timing there, but more and more NC are going back to defend Chimney Rock than they are attacking onto the Skylands.
Yes, indeed.
If TR want to go for the cap, they have to go pretty much now. They put all their eggs in one basket, but I don't think they will in the end. Because by the time they organize some sort of events, it'd probably be too late. There's maybe, 3 to 4 minutes left in the game, if that?
There is, I think, 4 minutes right now. Let me get the clock up again. Yeah, less than 4 minutes now, so point is out of play for both teams. So at this point, we can definitively say that Turtle will win 2-1, and WFAT will take the L and move down to the third place game, where they will play TLDR next Sunday. Meanwhile, Turtle will get a chance to play for the Grand Championship against Cats next weekend. Both of those matches will be streamed on, I'm sure, on Planet Battles Twitch right back here. So if you thought this was an interesting day and you want to see more, go ahead and hit the follow button and all of that.
We are seeing a Galaxy going for Tumor Skylands, but they've already been insisted by the Reavers and the Vanguards. 2 Galaxies coming in, 3 Galaxies coming in. Going to be a last hurrah for WFAT. I mean, the amount of effort they put in this match, it's a shame that they've actually lost it, but they are loading up maxes into the
Points
Galaxy.
flashing. Genidia is here. He's trying to flip the point. He's gotten 1. Can he get 2? He flies above Bob Squad. Bob Squad will flipping the point back. Bob Squad versus Genidia now. What is Genidia going to do? He's waiting. He's jumping around. He's trying to find an angle. He finds one, but...
move. He tries to ram. He doesn't work out. Tried to use a special pass from the previous game, but didn't work out that way. Another Galaxy coming in. Tries to bop the lightning. He bops the lightning. Oh no, he didn't. TR on the point. They managed to flip. But only just. Too many NC on the point on the defensive to. Very ambitious attempt there by TR. And as biased as this might sound, but I honestly think WFAT deserve to win this because they've been on the offensive pretty much the majority of the game, and it's been quite unfortunate to see.
Yeah, but you gotta hold the point for 4 minutes to take it, and they haven't managed that this half. And that is the crux of the matter, honestly, when it comes down to it. Like, very well played to both teams, especially WFAT, doing far better than I think anybody expected of them. But you have to hold that point for 4 minutes to get the base point, to get the base cap, to get the points to win the match, and they haven't. They weren't able to do that. So Turtle had complete armor control from the start, basically both halves. They've had pretty consistent air control, and that's translated. They've been able to translate that pretty well into point control. Especially on a base like Chimney Rock, you really need that vehicle control to not have this craziness be a thing. You have Vanguard literally sticking its gun in the doorway to help deny and destroy the enemy. Anybody else going around? Or are they just are they just chilling right now? I think teams are just chilling. Less than a minute to go in the match.
I mean, you must say that TR have put in a lot more effort on their pushes than NC, but 2-1 is not that much of a score difference, really. It all came down to the neutral base, which is in itself quite a rare occurrence, I would say, with the neutral base to go back and forth so many times this game. Very little progress on either north or south on both rounds. It all came down to the neutral, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Chimney Rock flipped 3 times, which is a little unusual in LaneSmash. The format tends to be very momentum and snowbally.
4, 3, 2, 1. End of match, end of match. Congratulations to TRTL 2-1. The team captains, please join the interview channel for the post-game interview.
Quite interesting to see that TR on the point in the last few seconds. One last hurrah again. A last hurrah, but unfortunately it makes no difference now. But you got to applaud the effort there.
You do. NC is back on point, though, here. Anyway, a really good match to cast. I was surprised. I thought this might be Turtle running away with things, but much the opposite. WFAT put up a very, very strong fight. Getting that neutral base out to start was tremendous. And having
WFAT
several times where they
definitely-
pushed Turtle almost to the breaking point to get that second point that they really needed.
TR definitely dictated this game, I think. And, they were always, backcapping, putting NC on the back foot. We saw numerous times where TRTL were literally on the cusp of taking a point just to have the backcap. We saw it at Hager Chemical, we saw it at Tumor Skylands, and quite unfortunate for them to see. But they did come out on top today, so despite that misfortune, they did come away 2-1. Both teams played really well. It was great to see. And it's just funny to see that in the background. WFAT are still going for the catch point despite the game being over. So maybe they didn't get the message, or maybe they didn't hear the end of game over Bob's no doubt screaming down the microphone to get on point.
Yeah, Turtle, though, played a good game. They've kept vehicle control for the entire match, basically, especially on the ground. And I know when talk as much about tanks, but I really think it played a big role because WFAT is known for using their Sunders to very good effect, but they just weren't able to do that, which really denied them the ability to push and really hold, I think, for as long as we otherwise would have liked them to.
Yeah, TR were just essentially pulling air for the sake of pulling air, just to deal with the NC air. And when, we saw it a few times where they'd pull Mosquitoes to deal with the NC air, they would then pull a Sundra train to capitalize on it. It would come too late. And we saw, when TL were on the point at Chimney Rock, a few Mosquitoes there just to distract the Reavers could have helped, but I cannot understand the mindset of let's get as many people as we can on point and just put all our eggs in one basket. But as we've seen this game and the game earlier and previous games, air control is quite important. And I just think, like I predicted in the first, at the end of the first round, that TR should have kept somewhat of an air presence rather than just pulling for the sake of pulling. And NC just had that presence throughout the game, the armor presence throughout the game, and whereas TR were more juggling armor and air based on the current circumstance, if you will. And but we'll see what the
we'll see what the captains have to say. We have representatives from Turtle showing up in the interview channel. We're waiting for WFAT to start the interview. So that could be a little bit. We'll give it a little bit longer for Bob Squadron, whoever his chosen deputies are, to arrive in the interview channel.
By the looks of it, I don't think they're going to make it the game's over because they're still jumping on point. But they're just in that mindset now of push, like they have been for the entire game.
Victory has not eluded us. Fight harder.
Yeah, waiting for WFAT still. That was a really interesting match. I guess we can talk briefly about the bracket implications for that. So, next weekend, Turtle is going to take on Cats for the LaneSmash Championship of this particular season. And WFAT is going to play TLDR in the third place match. So, Cats and TLDR are the second and third seeds. For first and fourth seeds were Turtle and WFAT. So, this match playing out more or less as predicted, but not in the same way. So, Cats also managed to 6-0 TLDR today, and that did not happen to WFAT. So, I think WFAT is coming into that third place game with a lot of form and a lot of ability to try to really make some noise and perhaps shake things up a little bit, which is always good for LaneSmash. It's an old format. Can always use a little bit of shaking up.
I mean, this game was full of very interesting things. We saw these zany starters to complete reversals. We saw a very aggressive WFAT versus a somewhat passive NC. But yeah, this game was a bit of a weird one. It was a pleasure to see because it could have gone either way. I honestly think this was one of those games where had things been slightly different, the score could have been completely different. And I'm sure, in hindsight, both teams are kicking themselves or what could they have done differently, that kind of thing.
Yep.
I'm sure, WFAT will be memeing themselves in consolation somewhere.
But we do have WFAT in the interview channel now, so let's go ahead and drop down and go talk to them.
Channel switched.
Nice. Hello, everyone, and congratulations to both teams. Well played, WFAT. Congratulations to Turtle for moving up to the final. So, my first question here, as I get the interview scene up, is for both teams, really. How did you guys... There were lots of vehicles pulled in the first, especially the first half. So, how did you guys manage the nanite situation? Did you guys experience any serious nanite fatigue? And just how did you adjust to the circumstances there?
Yes.
Before we go forward, I would like to also say that I'm delegating my roles to my general manager, James, and I'm going to give a talking space to my water boy, Yami.
Okay, very nice. It was we had one set of planes pre-pulled in the warp gate before the start, so we had an extra airport at the start. But other than that, we got very tapped on nanites towards the end of both halves. And we didn't have enough for a second pull of planes in the second half opener. The planes we pulled that was it.
I mean, on the Turtle side, nanites were managed pretty well. I was serving water boy role today, so I was just making sure, going around the locker room, make sure that everyone had their nanites topped off. No one was, using more than they should have. We managed to keep it to
hydrated.
Yeah, making sure everyone is hydrated. They got that blue juice. So when we needed to do pushes or defenses, 9 times out of 10, we had the nanites to do it.
Okay, next question is for Turtle. How do you guys plan to bounce back after losing the WFAT last weekend? in the final group stage game. What sort of things did you change? What sort of things did you try to do differently to ensure victory today?
Well, speaking as the team's water boy, after our disastrous defeat last week, our general manager James B. Hott decided to take it personal. You know, he had to come in and clean house. Because, you know, he couldn't have that, so he came in, he cleaned house, and you know we won today. So I'll give the floor to James, our general manager, if you want to talk.
Yeah, no, sure, I'll take it. So we actually went on like a team retreat, and the big goal for this team retreat was sort of building trust, you know. So we actually listened to Margaret Thatcher quotes for 6 hours straight a day for a week, and I think it really gelled the team together.
The ones that hadn't committed suicide by the end of the week.
Well, there were some losses. I'll be honest. Some people didn't make it.
So, James, how did these inspirational quotes benefit your team? As we saw, you were pretty much in the back defending the chimney point itself in your little sky guy. So how did those quotes affect you?
Well, you know, I think the quotes make me think down as a deeper person. And I hope that's what it inspired the team to do. I think it really helped me think of like a new way to experience the game. And
Which was that new way?
Well, who knows? That's the question only a person themselves can answer.
I mean,
you know, I don't think you can.
I don't know. I think they took apart some of our holds a bit like Margaret Thatcher took apart the industry in the north of England. To be honest with you,
I mean, to be honest, just having the general manager on floor in the office, right? The team's general manager comes in locker rooms, clean, everyone's on their best behavior. Nanites are being managed, trying to keep everything spiffy. So definitely kept everyone on their toes.
Mm-hmm.
How did you recover from me knifing you, James? That must have been a serious blow to your morale.
All right, memes aside here.
Yeah, let's not make this too memey, to be honest.
Let's keep this relatively serious. I understand you guys want to have some fun, but seriously.
All right. I guess as the team's water boy, I'll go ahead and I don't want our general manager to get overheated from talking too much. But GG's to WFAT. Interesting strategy at the opening. You could definitely tell that there was some serious planning that they pulled into the match. They showed in their play. You expect 17 Sunders to come rolling down the lane. You don't expect 17 Walker gals to just come land and then just blanket the sky with AA fire. So that was interesting to deal with. Definitely took some time for us to knock it out. Good job on the back caps too. There's always just like one cloak flash or something that would manage to squeeze through the lines and get a beacon, and it would always just buy you the 2 minutes that you needed. So yeah, definitely GG's to WFAT. You guys are amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah,
GG's to you guys.
GG's to both sides. One last question here for WFAT. What was the logic behind the Galaxy opener, and did you was that you trying to have some fun, or was that an actual opener that you were really trying to think was viable?
Well, it was to have some fun, but we did try and make it, tweak it to be as viable as possible. But yeah, it was, what are they going to be expecting? And let's not do that sort of idea. And I was very surprised that it worked, to be honest with you. I was sat there with 2 minutes left on the clock thinking, how the hell are these Galaxies still alive? And do we actually have a chance of taking this? And somehow it worked.
Somehow it did. All right, thank you both for coming to the interview. Thank you all. Thank you all for playing GG to both sides. Congratulations to Turtle. Have a good day, guys. Stay safe, and we'll see you tonight for the lower bracket semifinal of Pray for Help versus Too Late.
What time is that match?
Dotsor will have the cast with Dubness, and take care, everybody. Stay safe.